See, shit like this don't happen for everybody. And I can't count how many times I thought that you would leave me lonely. But y'all stay by my side, my real ride or dies, light up my life. I promise Ijawaski, I had to take the time to tell y'all just how much I appreciate you. Take the time to really celebrate you. Don't need a special occasion. I don't need a special occasion. To tell y'all just how much I love you. Tell y'all that I really, really always be about you. Let this be a reminder for you. Just know that I'll always come through for you. One up in the air for the niggas that hold you down. And one up in the air for the niggas holding up my crown. Yini watu wangu wase, yini watu wangu maze. Sitawahi kuacha msijale, sitawahi kuacha msijale. Sing with me. Ngejua pali nilitoka, ngejua mbona naogopa mtanitoroka, woga wangu inanikoroga. Cause what did I do to deserve you? I hope I make you feel the way I do. I'm hoping that you know you've got me too. I'm hoping that you know that I see you. Take the time to tell you just how much I appreciate you. Take the time to celebrate you. I don't need a special occasion. No, I don't need a special occasion. Just to tell you just how much I love you. And to tell you that I'll really always be about you. Let this be a reminder for you. Just know that I'll always come through for you. Yeah, one up in the air for the niggas that hold you down. And one up in the air for the niggas holding up my crown. Yini watu wangu wase, yini watu wangu maze. Sitawahi kuacha msijale, sitawahi kuacha msijale. One more time,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
I'm the leader of the pack, how I dream mini wolf. I'll chase you down like a rat on the highway. I take a pull and make it back to me. I chew, I walk, don't mess with my brain. I love it when they underestimate. I'm always under there, investigate. Deep down, wanna draw me the truth. And I'm an old woman, one time fade the youth. If I had $1 every time that they try me and fail, I'd be the richest mother in here. I'd be that bitch with the moolah, give up. I would give up every dime. I don't want it, no. I don't want it, no. Divya. Miss me, Divya. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. Round two, what you gonna do to a youth gal who got a legion of fans behind me? Astute, kinda cute, a good head on my shoulder, so Marini signed me. Uptown invested, Mtaani still respected. I've got a long way to go, for the far I've come, you will respect it. If I had $1 every time that they try me and fail, I'd be the richest mother in here. I'd be that bitch with the moolah, give up. I siku refu, so usinilete, si tuko na shida zetu zako usitulete. I can't dig hotter than a kona motion. Kiku yangu imesha hapo, nimekuwa na siku refu, so usinilete, si tuko na shida zetu zako usitulete. I can't dig hotter than a kona motion. Kiku yangu imesha hapo. And that brings us to the end of it. I'm just doing it for the hell of it. And I'm hella lit, 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 hella lit. Can you handle it? Can you handle it? Can you handle it? Can you handle it?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, boys and girls. My name is Caroline Murote na karibu sana to Sheversations, and this is a space where we amplify female voices. So anything that has to do with the girlies, anything with the bosoms, the ovaries, the uteruses, this is your one-stop show already. And Saimi najisikia. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and katikati is always my favorite space to be, right? That sweet in between spot, in between the week, haishi, hayanzi. I really enjoy the middle spot. You know, like 12 is my favorite time of the day, and that's why we have Sheversations every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. so that you enter the halfway mark of your day with a beautiful Sheversation. And accompanying our Sheversations today, some good jams, right? Tumeanza na Watu Wangu by Zenia Manase, and then Digivia by True Fena Gitu, msichana wetu Fena Gitu. And I sincerely hope that you've been having a beautiful week. And the beautiful thing about the halfway mark of the week is that you could always improve. If your week is going to the pits, if it's in the gutter, you could always fix it. You can always fix it, right? You have 2 days before you call this week a fail, okay? So usi give up, right? And I hope that you have some interesting stories. I, for sure, today, this Wednesday, have a beautiful show lined up for you on today's Sheversations. But in case you want to tell me what your stories are, instead of listening to mine, because I will talk for 2 hours. I will with no shame. Then feel free to reach out to us on our Power Radio pages, at Power Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And on Instagram, I am at Caroline_Murote, right? Caroline Murote on Facebook and on Twitter. And on TikTok, it's Carol Murote, CarolMurote on TikTok, where you can go and find all my embarrassing content. I will deny that girl on that page is not me, but go see for yourself. Go leave a comment, I like something, and come talk to me about how you're feeling about the show, how the girlies in your area are doing, how the girlies and the good girls, the bad girls, the corner office girls, the Millie Odhiambos in your space, how are they doing? Let me know, because those are the kinds of stories that we want to hear here on Sheversations. Anything that has to do with us is for Sheversations. But yeah, watcha. Let me go get my cup of coffee, and I'm gonna leave you in the good hands of another jam by Fena Gitu. That's Caribbean, and we're gonna follow that up by Thank You by Churchill King, Stony Jiwe, Annette Tanaya, and Pia Tutenda Under Pressure by Churchill King, and Hope Kid, and enjoy. And then I'll be back in just a jiffy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Music, yeah.
Damn, this club is so boring without you in my corner. This love long distance, you're the only one I'm missing, the only one I wanna kiss when I'm feeling so horny. Ooh, I wish you were here, baby come through Caribbean, Caribbean, Caribunam, Caribbean, Caribunan, Caribunan, Caribbean, Caribbean, Karibu nyumbani my baby. It's been a long time coming, a long time coming. Coming, we've been coming for a long time. I haven't seen you in a long while. Round and round like animals when we go out. Oh, I got a business trip in a couple days. You gonna miss this shit when I'm gone away. Count down to the holidays till I hold you in my arms again. Do you promise you won't wait? Don't let them other bitches lie to you. I'll be on the next flight to you. Anything, I bet the price for you. Set your mood and turn the lights down. Until the morning kikupata, oh nimekuhata. Come on over here, baby come to Caribbean, 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 Karibu nyumbani my baby.
A long time coming. A long time coming. A long time coming. A long time. Yeah. I see you when I see you. You see me when you see me. You see you. I see you.
I love a gospel music.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Lego. 1, 2, 3, yes, I'm back again. And let me talk about the one who saves. And let me talk about the one who came. And let me talk about the fishes of man. Yo, he's the king, yani king of kings. Giver of bread, the one who died and conquered death. Still the same, Alpha Omega till the end. Heaven sent, let me just give him praise.
Wana ulimi za nyoka nipe roho ya simba. Mimi mjane mimi mtoto yatima. Nipo kazizi thoughts kiunda vina niwe under influence ya kolod sio mambichwa. Was living in kinda lost nimesafishwa eh. Now I'm living love to God nimezaliwa. And now we busy. I kick in the feeling the spirit diko easy. Stishiki nimebatizwa.
I wanna thank you Lord for who you are. I wanna thank you Lord for what you've done. All I wanna do is love you. All I wanna do is serve you. All I wanna do is love you, is love you, is love you.
Kuna time nili kuwa na pressure kuruka. Nilitafuta pesa na pupa but sana kesha nimelewa bila wesi tainuka so na kusaka baadaye niweze kusepa na ibuka. Uni dress kama shujaa na kabit ni fresh bana dunda got na kuimpressa na in less no regrets sasa ni sets not to pull up.
Why you still obsessed? Yesterday is a gone case. Focus with the future, stop with the long chase. Class will make it possible. No more blindness. Blindness, no more blindness. Sin is so sweet, yes you love the sweet taste, but the aftermath is killing you softly. Regret, focus fading away. Meditation is just a name. You wanna walk away, yes you wanna pay the debt.
I wanna thank you Lord for who you are. I wanna thank you Lord for what you've done. All I wanna do is love you. All I wanna do is serve you. All I wanna do is love you, is love you, is love you. Every time, every minute, all the days that I'm living, I know that everything's alright. Cause you do me well, I just gotta tell of all your goodness and love, oh God. How you been so good to me, I cannot hide. I just gotta stand here and testify. All I wanna do is love you. All I wanna do is serve you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yo, see them boy want be everything in a life. Well on father, Churchill King of explain.
I'm under pressure. Kusifast the kingdom out pesa. Kuishi for Christ ama kutesa. Kusana Friday juu ya pleasure. Ama kwenda chacho kukesha. Kulive double life kama Tyler Perry. Kujimix kagiveri. Staki alidae nipate la heri. Huyu Yesu mwana wa Mary.
Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure. Turn it up, is on my pressure. Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure. Yeah, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure.
Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure. Turn it up, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure.
Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure. Yeah, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure, left and right. I'm under pressure, do this and do that. I'm under pressure, we demand we are. I'm under pressure.
Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure.
I coulda do this, then again me do that. I coulda stay home, then again me bounce out. Say man a bad man, then again a good man. Man a thief, then again a pastor. Kinda slow, but me moving faster. Kinda big deal, then again low profile. Did they church, then again me clapping. See me dancing, then again me singing. See me dancing, then again see me born again, then again now me walking, then again, Lord of mercy. See me I say, I'm under pressure.
Is on my pressure. Turn it up, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure.
Is on my pressure. Yeah, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure, left and right. I'm under pressure, do this and do that. I'm under pressure, we demand we are. I'm under pressure.
Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure.
See me dancing, then again, see me born again, then again, now me walking, then again, Lord of mercy. See me I say, I'm under pressure, left and right. I'm under pressure, do this and do that. I'm under pressure, we demand we are. I'm under pressure, like a soldier body in a step. I'm under
Yes, on a
pressure.
tulisa, is on my pressure. Turn it up, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure.
Is on my pressure. Yeah, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure, left and right. I'm under pressure, do this and do that. I'm under pressure, we demand we are. I'm under pressure.
Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure.
I'm under
Yes, on a
pressure.
tulisa, is on my pressure. Turn it up, is on my pressure.
I'm under pressure.
Tulisa, is on my pressure. Yeah, is on my pressure. Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure. Turn it up, is on my pressure. Yes, on a tulisa, is on my pressure. Yeah, is on my pressure.
It's drama. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, umesikia po, I'm under pressure. That's Churchill King and Hope Kid. Hope Kid, by the way, anakuanga wapi. If you know where Hope Kid is, let me know. And right before that, tukawa na Thank You by Churchill King, Tena, Stony Jiwe, and Annette Tenaya, and Fenagitu akasema, Karibia, because I need you close to me, pale. Please support Power Radio pages, pale. Give our pages a follow, a like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, okay? Please engage with us, have these conversations. Now, for me personally, Caroline_Murote, I am your girl, okay? Na kama unataka niwe wako, personally, ama directly, you better slide into the DMs and make your case. You know, ujuangi, you never know until you try. But anyways, I'm feeling good this morning. I'm feeling good. Wacha niwaulize, okay? Actually, kuna two windmills. Mnajua hizi fan kubwa za upepo. Guys, because that's just, I don't know what windmills are called. Do windmills have a Swahili name? Ebu mnijenge. So two windmills stood on a hill with a radio. Okay, so there's a hill, there's two windmills. And then one turned to his friend and asked, what's your favorite music? And then the other windmill akasema, I'm a big metal fan. Do you guys know? No, you don't get it? Let's try again. We're going to try again. We are going to try again. A police officer called the station on his radio. I have an interesting situation here, akasema. An old lady shoot her husband for stepping on the floor yenye amemop sai. The host akamuliza, So have you arrested the woman? Police officer akasema hapana, Flo bado iko wet. I hope you guys are with me. I hope you guys are with me because I used to cringe at those funny daddy jokes, you know, like daddy jokes. I used to cringe na squeezy. I have a lot of people in my life to blame because I find this very cringe things funny. That's funny. Imagine that's funny. To me, that's funny. Boom, niambie what's funny for you. 0748 37 92 31. 0748 3792 31 is a space. That's where you can reach out to me, to us here at Power Radio directly. Sasa mnasemaje? What are you saying? What are you saying actually? Huh? So today, this is the lineup, all right? So we're gonna have just one more jam and then we're gonna get into what's happening. But this is our lineup. So we're gonna appreciate our Woman Crush Wednesday right after we get to know what's happening. Alafu pia tutaongelelea decolonized beauty. Because mimi mnanionanga hivi with my naked face, like nikiva makeup labda ya kufosiwa. Honestly speaking, because I'm just much more comfortable with my naked face, you know. And I do see a lot of influencers, a lot of social media figures apologizing. Nimewahi event na rant kuhusu on another show. I think a couple of times. Na wanasemanga, guys, I'm so sorry, I don't have any makeup on. And I asked myself, you know, it's beautiful to look nice. We appreciate somebody who puts in effort to present themselves well. But why are you apologizing to strangers on the internet that you don't have makeup on? Having makeup on is not the standard of being beautiful, but clearly that's a narrative. That's a narrative yenye tumekula, tumekunywa. We don't know anything better currently right now. And that puts women under such pressure. Because kama ujui foundation, you're not standing on anything firm. If you don't understand eyeshadows, like sasa kwako is just dark, right? If you don't have lashes, you're good. Like, do you get what I'm saying? That there is a particular beauty standard that's very commercialized. It's very artificial. It's very commercial, and it's not appreciative of our natural beauty. And Mimi, I exist to fight that. Literally. Unaona Mimi na wangari Maathai? Same. Pia Mimi, this is my version of clinging onto trees and hanging out in Karura Forest with my titties out. This is my version of saying, imagine deal with me venye niko, deal with me venye niko. And hata nikiomoka, guys, mi nakuanga nimeomoka. I'm just waiting for the manifestation of it. Tuione. I'm not interested in changing what I look like, you know, and covering it up. Because a lot of our favorite superstars and celebrities, ladies, you know, 99.9% of the time it's ladies. They barely put makeup and, you know, such crazy enhancements on men. But a lot of the women we see on the media, wakitoa ma makeups na ma wigs, guys, we're not going to recognize them. I'm not saying that they are bad. I just have an issue with that being the standard of beauty. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is beauty in diversity. There's nothing wrong with being your natural self, just like there's nothing wrong with putting on a wig, a weave, full face makeup. But the problem is when you're not acceptable if you don't do those things. Now, Mimi, I do not accept that, okay? So if I'm not acceptable for not plushing and plumbing myself up according to a standard that does not celebrate who I am, that does not celebrate my natural features, that claims enhancing is changing and covering up, you know, to the point where when I look at myself in the mirror as I am, naanza kufeel insecure because bila hizo mavitu zote, then I don't feel like I'm good enough, right? I take task with a narrative that allows women to be one-dimensional and beauty to be represented as one-dimensional. So ladies, look as nice as you want. Feel confident. Put that up. But if you feel ni kama you look ugly, or you're not doing a good enough job, or you're not presentable enough because you've not padded your face full of makeup or haujatumia hizo vitu zote, you've not straightened your hair, you've not put on a wig, a weave, you've not, gone to the salon to get that professional finish, then that's what I have a problem with. Personally, I'm not interested in fitting within that box. Yangu inakuanga circle, no boxes, no such box in my life. So yeah, let's enjoy one more jam and then we're going to come and get into what's happening. And this is Pretty Girl Wine by Muthaka, Brandy Minor, and Mbithi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah. Maini ina handle vitu, roho haiwezi. Roho ina handle vitu, akili haiwezi. Akili ina handle vitu, himwili haiwezi. Blood sugar na panda juu yako when it's crazy.
Little boy, you're pretty but you're minimal. Think there's someone out there like me, no, not to tell. I got everything you need, yeah, overall. Have you begging on your knees, that's spiritual. Take your time with me, I'll be your general. Take it straight to the top, do you hear me now? Watch me whine and go, don't sit, don't turn around. All the pretty girls stand up on it now. When you hit the floor, watch them turn up, turn up. Having all the guys, them line up, line up. When you hit the floor, watch them turn up, turn up. Having all the guys, them line up. Guess you never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. Never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. See the pretty girl dancing, 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 pretty girl dancing. Wine, 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 wine. Yo, back with another. It's Brandy. Okay, pretty girl, go wine it. Give it to them, girl, yep, slightly. Baby girl, a Range Rover. Everybody wanna taste of ya, yeah. You gotta admit, kuna kuona something special, special about an East African queen. The way she whine, the way she moving, calypso. She grooving a little, anatetemesha vitu. Itabidi me keep up with the pace if you really wanna touch my waist. Baby, hata si maringo, niggas don't go shocky, you know. See, never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. Like a boy, since you pretty and you're nice. But waiting for a bad boy, thinking that's my type. But you want the kind of girl that pull up and excite, yeah. Thinking we should couple up a kind of like, yeah. Jule unasikia fiti, na mimi ni pretty. How I do the pretty, why? Watch me do my pretty, why? Look into my pretty eyes.
I'm a boy over here. Yeah. Body language inabonga lugha na rada. Sina lada fine bodies lakini nobody bada. I got what you need, you got what I want, baby. You got what I need, I got what you want, baby. Mudhaka nikeo balo kajuna ni confused. Well done, very caliber like how I consume. Booty be like a booty, so falling missing a booty. You know you got the job, come and report for duty. And you know, my blood sugar na panda juu yako when it's crazy.
Never met a good girl bad like this. Make you wonder when you last had it like this. Don't be so quick, yeah, you gotta time it. I know that you want it, you don't gotta hide it. See the pretty girl dance, see the pretty girl dance, pretty girl dance, see the pretty girl dance, pretty girl dance, see the pretty girl dance. Wine, wine, I know that you, yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So that was a pretty girl, wine by Modhaka, Brandy Minor, and Billy. And now we're getting into what's happening, what's been happening, what's going on. Let's get into it. Yes, so women theologians demand inclusive church structures, and this happened between the 8th to 9th of September at a Nairobi conference where African women theologians convened at Hekima University College to amplify women's scholarship and push for more inclusive synodal church structures, right? And the different presenters delivered papers and staged calls for equitable representation within the ecclesia, right? Within the ecclesia's decision making. That's the decision making of the church. And the source of this particular story is the Vatican News. And this particular story is just essentially talking about women's leadership in faith spaces and the intersection of religion as well as gender justice, because gender justice is needed in every single aspect of society. Women theologians are saying that theology needs our voice. It needs us to be loud and visible. Okay. We also do have a Nairobi governor who launched security plan for women's safety on the 8th of September, right? And that's Johnson Sakaja, who unveiled a multi-pronged security strategy addressing the rising muggings as well as assaults in the city center, after the OCS said that the city is safe and that there's nothing going on. The plan includes increased policing, community patrols, and better coordination with national police. And this is from K24. So why are we talking about this? Because this directly impacts women's freedom as well as movement and access to public spaces. Me personally, kuna mali nilienda Sunday after church, and I had to come back into the CBD to take my transport home, Matatu Pale Odeon. And I was very, very worried. I was, let me look around, make sure nobody is following me with a shonde, nobody's trying to grab my bag. And I was very pleasantly surprised to find that everybody is out. Everybody was out, okay? Tulifika town around 8 p.m., 7:30 towards 8 p.m. And guys, the whole country was in the CBD. So it's not easy to be mugged in the middle of 6 million people everywhere. I mean, now kulikuwa na sherehe because those people look like guys who've just finished high school. There was just a bunch of kids in the whole city, all the way from sides country bus, nasemaje, bus station. Yeah, bus station. Ukipanda the whole of Moi Avenue, Tomboya, Uko Archives, Ukipanda Jewel, all the way to Koja. There was just young people everywhere, and I have no idea. If you know what was happening on Sunday, okay, I do know that that's when they do their photo shoots. Juu apparently Kanjo hawasumbuangi watu. But yeah, our governor Sakaja has not been, Mr. Dimples has not been our favorite for the longest time. I mean, he's a beautiful man, but beyond that, nobody is impressed with his reign in Nairobi. Na sasa wacha niulize, which governor have we actually, which governor has done a good job? Yeah, I don't want to victimize us, right? Because if they're not doing a good job, we're not going to like them. So let me not talk about which governor did we actually like. That's not the issue. Which Nairobi governor has actually done a good job? Because if I'm thinking about how somebody's going to smear poo-poo all over my clothes when I'm walking in Nairobi City, I don't think that I am very impressed with the authorities because they've not protected me. They've not done enough, especially when the OCS goes on national television, on NTV, Citizen. Akisema, hakuna shida. There's no problem. Everything is safe. We are safe. There's no insecurity in the city. And I'm like, hizo ni vita gani wanapigana uko juu? Because it's got nothing to do with us, because as we know that these things have been happening for the past month. Okay. Moving along, Nairobi hosts the Sekafa Women's Champions League qualifiers, right? And from the 4th to 16th of September, Nairobi is hosting the Sekafa Women's Champion League qualifiers, featuring women's clubs, women's club teams from across East Africa. And this regional tournament spotlights women athletes as well as coaches on a continental stage. Yes, and you can read more on this from Science TV, particularly the Kenya Police Bullets. And we're talking about this because we need more visibility for women's sports, and we need a pathway for leadership, women in sports leadership. because it's not a thing that is prominent in our country. Actually, women that play sports, we barely talk about them. It's just not a thing. Growing up in Kenya, you being a brilliant sports woman is not something that you would ever consider as a career or something that you would consider as a money-making activity. So it means that it lacks prominence. There's lack of visibility for these activities. This is not a good pathway. It's not a recommended, it's not a popular pathway for young girls. And it means that women in these spaces also, their leadership is not taken seriously. So that's why we need to talk about these things more, to let people know that these things are happening. And the more we talk about them, the more we create awareness, and hopefully that makes a big difference. Okay, so yeah, let's have pride in our players. Let's have pride in women's sports and athletic women leaders, or leaders who happen to be women in athletic spaces. Now, Gloria Oroba says that women's movements are still being silenced. And on the 6th of September 2025, former nominated Senator Gloria Oroba published a powerful op-ed accusing Kenya's women's movements for being co-opted, under-resourced, and intimidated into silence. This is very interesting. She called attention to shrinking a civic space for women's advocacy, and she did so. This story is according to the People's Daily. Right now, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the fragility of feminist organizing, right? And the urgent need to support independent women's networks. The irony of this particular story is the person speaking. You are a terrible example, a terrible example of what women do with power, what women should do with power. I'm so sorry, but yes, Gloria Orobo, you've not done a really great job to represent women's empowerment. You disempowered women by taking the platform you had for granted, using it for personal gain, not being accountable, using it to forward your own agenda. And the game played you. You were playing a game, the game played you, and now you want to fall behind the feminist movement, to come and talk about the real issues. And that's hijacking a movement. You just want to jump on this, to meet your agendas. And I'm not this is what happens. This is literally what happens when you have genuine people fighting for genuine agendas, and then you have people that have power and leadership using those movements to carry out their own personal agendas, to forward themselves, and to sound like they care. And I really do hope that you're repentant, Madam former senator, because it's very sad. Like it's very, like, I'm just like, okay, listen, we know that yes, the civic space is shrinking for women's advocacy. We understand that. That's why here on Power Radio we're making a lot of noise about it. Here on Sheversations, there is a good reason why I come here on air and continuously have these conversations, because there is a need for us not to be silent. So everything she says is true, but the intention and the motive, no. We are calling that out. We are calling that out, okay? Because yes, as our women's movements are being muted and other parties are gaining from the silence, you are part of the problem. Nobody's going to take women's movements seriously if you are the poster girl. You were a poster girl for a whole year plus. Okay, you've been a poster girl for a couple of years, literally a billboard girl all over our city. And what did you do with that? Okay, I want to see. Come show me what you did with that. Let's have a conversation. Post that on social media, what you've done in your time in power, as a woman who had a platform, and then we can come talking about the shrinking civic space for women's advocacy, okay? We need to continue advocating for the amplification of grassroots women's groups, and just talking about how can we increase visibility, how can we actually have better funding strategies so that we can get money where money needs to be, because there is a need for it and there is a value there. That's what we need to talk about. Anything else from poster women? I, as a woman who's a girl's girl, will say, no, you are not the one, okay? Take a step back, support that. And before you say anything else, repent. hold yourself accountable, repent for all the nonsense that happened, all the sideways comments, all the games that you use your platform to play and underrepresent or misrepresent women, and then you can then come forward and start having these conversations with us. Okay. Moving on swiftly, Kilifi exhumations are paused for forensic DNA sampling. Tunajua pa the woo pale, the Shakahola stories. But let's see that between the 4th and 6th of September, authorities are paused exhuming at suspected cult site in Kilifi to perform DNA sampling on 34 remains as part of an ongoing investigation into multiple deaths and missing children. Several suspects remain in custody pending further evidence, okay? And this case raises urgent child protection concerns and exposes a lot of systematic failure in safeguarding vulnerable communities. And we know that the Daily Nation front page, we talked about it on Monday, had a story of a lady who is said allegedly to have been central, essentially a Mecca to death, is what I would call it, the holy place to go and die. She was the pathway into fasting, because what do you mean that in your house, in your yard, people were coming in families, husband, wife, children, or father and children, and they were lying down on black sheets of paper, plastic sheets, and fasting until they died? What do you mean? As a 30-year-old woman, that is crazy that happened, okay? So that's the reason why we are talking about this, because there were a lot of women and children involved, and we do know that religion is said to be the opiate of the masses. Yes, and I agree with that statement to an extent, because we do understand that spirituality is higher than religion. Religion is necessary because anything that has a value needs rules, standards, regulations, traditions. In your house, kuna toa viatu pale, wash dishes after you eat, wake up, make the bed, wake up and say a prayer. Wageni wanasalimiwa, wanapewa chai. And essentially, religion, any spiritual gathering needs, this is the time you arrive, this is how you talk, this is how you dress. Just like every office and every organization has its culture, its organizational culture, its code of conduct. But religion replacing spirituality is where, a Christian like myself starts to take fault, starts to, I want to swing because that's not really what we believe in. And we understand that women are very open-hearted, right? They give a lot of benefit of doubt, and especially for underexposed women and underserved women who have not been educated to a certain extent, exposed to a certain extent. It's very easy for them to give up their whole lives to the church and be misled because they do not read the Bible for themselves. And that is ignorance. And the same Bible says that my people die because of lack of knowledge. And yes, so whatever is going on in Kilifi, and the whole Shakahola story, because this is essentially a continuation of the same, is my people dying because of lack of knowledge. This is not what the religion preaches. And anyone who masquerades themselves as a Christian who would encourage such actions is honestly a false prophet. And we need to be cautioned against ignorance. Ignorance is a true enemy. And, scripture also says that the enemy comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. So you're going to be destroyed if you're ignorant. If you call yourself a Christian and you don't understand what Christianity represents, you will be destroyed, right? Your faith will be killed. You will literally be dead. Your money will be stolen from you because you're giving it away without actually reading scripture and being taught and being a student and a true disciple of Christ. So I'm really tired of hearing all of this cult killings and God knows how many bodies, how many women, children, and men lie somewhere undiscovered in the name of Jesus. And I'm quoting, in the name of Jesus. It's very, very sad. As somebody who's a born-again Christian, it's extremely heartbreaking, okay? So we need to take caution, ladies. We are a beautiful target audience for these false prophets who have their own agendas. The enemy who deceives people. Sometimes people genuinely think that they're noble, because they're misguided. Somebody might be a good and been a good leader who is truly misguided. And so if we believe that Shetani is truly an evil, an evil person, evil thing, then we also understand that that would impact the hearts of men to be hardened against justice, sense, even like sense, like you're nonsensical, kama ujui that the devil will mess with you and literally take away your ability to think, your ability to reason, and your ability to actually hear from God. So as a Christian, I'm not impressed with any of these stories. So women, mkairada, read your Bibles for yourselves and get sound doctrine, okay? Let it be in the Bible and learn how to interpret things correctly. Msisikie tu ati mnafaa. Ukiambiwa kitu yenye hauelewi in any house of worship, okay? Go and do your own study. If you can read for yourself. If you can't read, find somebody who has a good heart, who is a good example of that religion. Akusome. Asikwambie what they think. No. Akusome, and then we interpret. Like in literature, you can give a suggestion of what do we think this text is saying, and it's very open to interpretation. Scripture is not as open to interpretation as we think. So I need whoever it is that is a Power Radio, a Sheversations listener, to understand that whenever somebody is deceived by a false prophet, by a false man or woman of God, like has been going on in Kilifi, as in the Shakahola massacre, it's because there was lack of due diligence behind the scenes, okay? It's not because of the religion itself, because these religions exist, and Christianity exists for a reason. And Mimi, I will defend it to the death. Literally, I'm very, very, very biased. So these people do not represent us, okay? If you watched Black Panther, and you saw where T'Chaka came to challenge T'Challa, the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman's character, may his soul rest in peace, against Michael Jordan's character, T'Chaka. And so T'Chaka comes to challenge, because when the Black Panther is born, if you've never watched Wakanda, or rather when the son of the king becomes the Black Panther, after they go through a ritual, then they are presented before the people, and anyone can challenge them, and whoever it is that challenges them, if they win, they become king. If the king, the rightful king himself, or whoever is meant to be king, whoever is the Black Panther, actually wins, then they can go ahead and continue their reign, right? So Chaka is T'Challa's cousin, and T'Challa is a rightful son of a king who died in Wakanda. Black Panther, a Marvel movie, in case umepotea kabisa. So Chaka comes and wamepigana pale, people are bleeding, and he's down, and then Chaka says, "Is this your king?" So that has been a viral social media moment. I'm sure mmewai tumia pale kwa majif, stickers, and you don't actually know where it came from. But in the sense that whatever I'm trying to say is in other words, Chaka was saying, that's not my king. Yani uyu mwenye ana bleed hapa, I have destroyed him in a few minutes. Is this your king? Okay? And the representation of my Jesus that is shown in all of this scandal, that's not him. That's not him. So whoever it is that has been molded to you as a false Christ, Julize, is this your king? Because I know that that's not Christianity, because I'm very, very aware, to the point of arrogance. Okay? Arrogance is not great, but just being so assured that no, this is not the religion that is in the Bible. Moving on from that, the top 40 under 40 women have been honored nationwide. We continue this story where Business Daily published its top 40 under 40 women, celebrating young female leaders across the sectors, including business, arts, technology, and civic engagement, right? And you can find more on this in The Nation or the Business Daily. And the reason why we love to share these stories is because we can be inspired. Many young women can be inspired to seek empowerment and leadership paths. And I asked you guys on Monday, I'm going to ask you guys again, what would you do? What do you want to be recognized for? If you are to be a top 40, under 40 woman of whichever year, What do you want to be recognized for? 0748 37 92 31 is the space to share this information. Okay. And then we do have the African Women's Youth and Junior Handball tournaments are happening, right? And from 6th to 21st of September, the African Youth Women's Handball Championships are taking place with participation from African, East African delegations, okay? And this is a competitive platform where young female athletes compete regionally. And honestly, the handball girls are taking this continent by a storm. So you let me know your sports girly story. Who is your favorite sportswoman in our country? Who's your favorite sportswoman in our region, Eastern Central Africa? And who's your favorite sportswoman in the continent? Okay? That's what I want to know. We're just checking something. We're checking something. So you tell me, Caroline_Murote or 0748 37 92 31. Text us, call us, send us a voice note. You can also reach out to us on our Power Radio pages. And the hashtag is hashtag Sheversations or with Caroline Murote or hashtag Power Radio. And we can talk about that. Now, there's been an award report now on women in Afri-Good systems. What are we saying? That a new report on the status of women in agri-food, right, systems across sub-Saharan Africa was presented at the Africa Food Systems Forum in Dakar, detailing constraints and recommendations for female farmers. And this particular report was released on the 5th of September. And agriculture is such a critical sector for women's economic empowerment. And women feed nations, okay? Women feed nations. We've been saying here on Sheversations that there's a Setswana proverb that I grew up hearing, Mosadi ke tharia se chaba. Mosadi ke tharia se chaba. And that's a Setswana proverb. Ni medali ya uko Botswana, you know, that says that the woman is the backbone of the nation. She's a pillar of the nation. And I've told you before, but in case you're new here, Thari, Mosadi is woman, Sechaba is the nation, and Thari, Thari, is animal skin, particularly goat skin, that was, just dried and made into fabric to carry a baby on a woman's back traditionally in the Setswana culture. And that's actually something that's shared across different cultures in our continent and even in other parts of the world. And essentially, the woman carries the nation the way the woman carries and nurtures a child, to mean that without the support, the protection, and the nurturing of a woman, the nation cannot grow. That women are such an important support system. They literally carry the nation on their back. And if we do agree that the family is the backbone, the foundation, and the building block of society, and then we understand the woman's role within the family, the support system that they offer even to the man, the purpose that they have within themselves as a woman independently, and then together, that unity, then you understand that we cannot take women in our society for granted. So what's going on with the agri-food forum, right, is very important, because we know that women will literally feed their children with nothing. Women will find a way to feed mouths. Okay, now moving on with stories, Kenyan and African stories. We do have a Vogue Business Innovators list, that has included African designers, and this particular one was published this week. Vogue Business released its 2025 Innovators list, featuring African founders and designers reshaping fashion and sustainable and culturally rooted practices, okay? According to Vogue Business. So we need to continue creating space for African creative entrepreneurs. Creative entrepreneurs in our continent need to be given a bigger platform. And this is a beautiful celebration. So in case you want to see who's featured there, head over to Vogue Business. Just Google Vogue Business and look for the 2025 Innovators list, particularly under the African founders and designers, where our African fashion innovators are shining. Okay. And now Africa Women's Forum 2025 is convening in Nairobi at this particular week, right? This week, Africa Women's Forum in Nairobi convened women leaders from across Africa to discuss governance reforms and strengthened political participation pipelines. Okay, what are we talking about? Global democracy, right? We're talking about coalitions that actually bring us together and to enhance democracy, to understand when they said that democracy, and is essentially a system where we have a government for the people, by the people, for the people. What are we actually talking about? And what is the role of women in leading a government in this high tables, from local spaces to continental spaces? What actually is a role of women? And this is a very, very, we can't be having conversations about women and, protecting women from femicide, protecting women from gender-based violence, protecting women from poverty and lack of empowerment financially without us talking about the role of women in power, because who is actually representing us and who will do a good job, not just to show up because you have boobs and ovaries, but actually work for the betterment of women so that women can be dignified where they are not, not to be put higher than men, not to be pitted against men, but just to have dignified lives where they do not. Okay, that's the whole point of women empowerment. I'm gonna keep reminding us in case anybody is new here and does not have the memo of what women empowerment actually is. Here, we're not fighting men. Why not? If you came here to fight men, this is the wrong place, okay? Because we can't have a society of empowered women without men. It's just not possible. God created men and he put them right here. And the same way we're trying to educate women, I believe that men also are becoming more educated, because as we empower women, then we empower women who are pouring into the rest of society. And any man that has sense will see that they are good women and that good women are the ones who happen to be empowered, okay? And empowered women do not step on anyone. A true empowered woman does not behave like a rogue man. You need to quote me on this, okay? A truly empowered woman does not act or behave like a rogue man. So anything that you don't like that men do when they're in positions of power at the expense of others, at the expense of other men, at the expense of women, especially at the expense of younger people, if you have a position of power as a woman and you have that same behavior, that's not empowerment, okay? You're just corrupt. You are corrupt. I need you to get that. So if that's what you think this is, that's wrong. You should change the channel very quickly, move on to something else, because you're going to be thoroughly disappointed. Or you can hang around and we can continue having conversations about what does it actually mean to empower women. And speaking of that, UNESCO and UN Women have launched the Digital and Science Capacity Initiative, right? They announced programs supporting women in digital platforms and science with an upcoming cohort, right? And they've put out calls and applications for these cohorts and with the aims of capacity building in Africa. Okay, so essentially women on digital platforms. That's Sheversations, that's your podcast, that is Power Radio, that is your Instagram, that is your blog, that is your vlog on YouTube, that is your Spotify. So in case you want to know more about this initiative, head over to the UN Women's pages as well as UNESCO, okay? As we continue to bridge the gap of including women within the economic structures, okay? Now, ya mwisho hapa is that we have the UN Women She Leads a piece of funding that opens with a 12 September deadline, right? In this particular week, UN Women Africa launched a call for proposals for She Leads Peace. And this is funding women-led peace-building projects with a deadline of the 12th of September, 2 days left for you to apply. And UN Women Africa has more details on this particular opportunity for all of us. So if you are passionate, convicted, intentional about peace-building initiatives, then go and apply. UN pale wanapeana pesa. So apply now, and women who are leading peace spaces will be funded. That is what we have. That is what has been happening today. And the time is 2 minutes past half past the day, this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday now afternoon. And I'm going to leave you in the good hands of Love Ballad number 6 by Mudhaka. And then we're going to come talk about our Woman Crush Wednesday briefly.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
It was a dream, holding you in my arms, that I can't believe. 'Cause now you're holding my heart, and now you're standing here with me. Usiende mbali nami. Nikiwa na wewe mi sitaki mingine. Nipe mkono nikupende milele. Nikiwa na wewe mi sikosi lolote. Mini wako Juni wewe tu nataka forever. When I'm with you, I don't want another. Ni wewe tu nataka forever. When I'm with you, it's me and you. It's me and you. Even when I'm not with you, still my heart sings it true. The simple melody for you. Na siwezi fikiria mimi nawe tukitengana. Basi mpenzi amini, mimi nawe tunafanana. 'Cause my world belongs to you, to you, to you. And I wrote the song for you, just for you. Nikiwa na wewe mi sitaki mingine. Nipe mkono nikupende milele. Nikiwa na wewe mi sikosi lolote. Mini wako Juni wewe tu nataka forever. When I'm with you, I don't want another. Ni wewe tu nataka forever. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, your love it colors me, shades of gray or golden hue. The way it feels with you now, nimeridhika. Once you call my name, every single wall you've got me breaking for you. Ni wewe tu nataka forever. I'm with you, moyo ntakupa. Ni wewe tu milele pamoja. 'Cause you
your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Sunshiny days keep me in a daze. Try to find the ways I can't escape my mind from thinking of you. And I try to rearrange the letters in your name to spell out my fate, but I can't stop my heart from beating for you. Thinking of the ways that your hands intertwine deep in mine, deep in mine. Thinking of the words that I'll say right now to make you mine, to make you mine. And these words are forever in my head. Try to match the feeling that you gave me. And each day I'm praying you find your way and love me like you made my heart. These words come as they go, and people do the same, but I can't resist you. Now when you look at me like that, even though the winds may change and clouds turn to gray, you and I will stay. Sunshiny days keep me in a daze. Try to find the ways I can't escape my mind from thinking of you. And I try to rearrange the letters in your name to spell out my fate, but I can't stop my heart from beating for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Welcome back to Sheversations, and that was a beautiful sound of Sunshine by Muthaka. Right before that, also by Muthaka, we had the Love Ballad number 6. Now tell me, come on, a ballad, guys, a ballad. By the time we call it a ballad, that is essentially a poem on a beat, okay? That is a poem on a beat, and basically, that is the most beautiful form of love. Yani ni Shakespeare, African Shakespeare on a beat, essentially. Ukisikia love ballad and it's by an African person, just know that is the most beautiful, most African, authentic love you can get from somebody. And that's what Muthaka is saying. She's saying that we are her sunshines, right? Alafu pia ametuandikia poetry, ametuandikia mapenzi, akatuambia that we are loved. And in case you love somebody, feel free to use Muthaka's music. Go and support her on her Spotify, her YouTube, kila mahali. She's a beautiful girlie inside and out, beautiful art, beautiful music. And as you can tell, she is our Woman Crush Wednesday. That is who we are loving on today. That's who we are celebrating. That's Miss Muthaka. Now, let's talk about her. Who is she? Who is this fantastic, phenomenal young woman? She is a girly, Gen Z girly. She's not as old as you think. Very, 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 very young. She is a contemporary soul and R&B singer and songwriter from Nairobi, Kenya, right? She's a former Best Female Artist East Africa winner 2023 and kona very recent releases in 2025, bado anaendelea kupanda. Her stage name is Muthaka, and sometimes she also refers to herself as Christine Muthaka on social platforms. She's from Nairobi, Kenya, na Nairobi ukundio home, okay? She's a Nairobi girly, and she began singing at a very early age. And she had the early influences of soul and R&B, and she expresses herself in different ways, especially about her personal stories. We're going to talk about a song about her grandfather that has been widely shared recently. Okay. She pursued music from her teenage years, sana sana pale shule, as well as university. And she also started in performing as well as writing from her early teens, and her first independent releases as well as performance circuits have been Uku Nairobi, and we started knowing about her 4 years ago in 2021. Speaking about her releases, she released her love ballad singles, like one of which we've just heard, and different videos. So tuna love ballad number 3, love ballad number 6, etc. Yes, and from 2021, 2024, bado anaendelea kuzitoa. So you can check those out on YouTube if you feel like listening to a love letter for you. Why are we talking about Muthaka? Why is she beautiful to us? She's beautiful because she's an excellent girly. We're crushing on her because she won All Africa Music Award, Afrima, Best Female Artist, Eastern Africa, not just Eastern. Okay, East Africa inakuanga 3 countries. Eastern Africa inakuanga the whole region. Eritrea, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Somali, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania. Do you understand? And parts of Congo sometimes, depending ni mapia nani unatumia, of course, in Kenya. Yes, and she won the Best Female Artist Eastern Africa. So this is an international award-winning girly. And this obviously was a major breakthrough, right? That really elevated her regional profile, okay? So she has been performing in festivals, live events, just really putting herself out there. And one of her recent singles that was actually released on the 1st of last month, the 1st of August, is called Somebody. It's called Somebody, okay? So she's talking and singing about a somebody, okay? And Pia aka release something else in the Love Ballad series on the 10th of June. Okay, now she also appeared at Nairobi live events as well as festivals such as Blankets and Wine in October, right? And Vitu Zingine, she's just a performer through and through and through. Okay. What kind of an artist is she? What kinds of stories does she tell? Very emotional ones, because she has a song that she wrote for her grandfather that was released on the 10th of June last year. And it really resonated beyond the family grief to becoming a protest or solidarity anthem in some circles. Because, when you lose somebody and you make a monument of their life through music, that's something that a lot of people can relate with, especially when you lose somebody and it really, really hurts. So it's also beautiful that other people in different circumstances are able to be comforted, are able to find a space for themselves within a song that was so personal for herself and her family. And this is a beautiful show of how personal art can have public meaning. So don't think that your story ni yako peke. There's a lot of people that will find meaning and value with what you deem to be a very private and personal story. And that's the beauty of art, that your personal story that you don't mean for impact, just expressing your truth can be very impactful for other people. And she's somebody who really supports other artists, right? She's somebody who's also interested in challenging stereotypes because neo soul and R&B is not the Kenyan vibe. She's very similar to Zenia Manasseh, very similar to what's her name? Yule Camp Mula, Miss Karun, right? Because they're like, nah, we're not trying to trend. We're not doing this to hop on a trend. This is what's in my heart, and I'm going to push it forward. Because ukiskiza her music, you're not going to be playing that at a hype party. You're probably not going to hear that anywhere, not in the club. You're never going to hear this types of music in the matatus, not on those guys' playlist, okay? Why? Because it's not hype, but it's very deep, it's very calm, soothing, very meaningful, very reflective, very emotive. And it means that in our country, it happens to be for a niche audience because we are yet to learn to appreciate music diversely unless you're a musician yourself. You know, most people make music. We talked about this on Monday. Most of our artists locally I'm making music to make money, which isn't wrong, but at the expense of having a personal identity that actually represents who you are. So you just make flack music, bubblegum music. It's just pointless. It has no value. We're not going to remember you 10 or even 5 years from now after Omesha trend for a couple of years. So yeah, neo soul R&B is her thing, where she's using that, you know, through her lyricism and her beautiful melodies to challenge the stereotype of what does it actually mean to belong in this mainstream space, okay? And as somebody who's an Afrima winner, as well as a festival performer, she's part of a generation that's intentionally rebuilding Kenya's musicality, you know, credibility on different stages regionally, and honestly, really diversifying what Kenyan female artists look and sound like. It's not just body parts and noise and sensuality. You can be wholesome, you can be chill, you can be emotive, you can be raw and honest. You don't need shock value. Shock value works and is useful in a lot of causes, but that doesn't need to be your main thing. You don't need gimmicks every single time in order for you to be relevant. And speaking of which, she's a relevant Gen Z. Very, very relevant. So yeah, just go check out Somebody, which was released on the 1st of August. On the 2nd of July, right, we have her viral tribute to Haruka, her granddad, right? And also the Afrima win in January 2023 made her a regional girly, okay? Please go support her on YouTube, support her on Spotify, and we can continue celebrating the different girlies who are doing beautiful things on our airwaves, right? Because these are the kind of people that we need to be hooked onto. So that has been our Woman Crush Wednesday, Miss Mothaka. And I'm going to leave you the good sounds of our same page, right? No, actually, maybe Love Ballad number 3, one of those two. Yes, also we're going to have Go, all by Mothaka.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Penzi wangu songa karibu. Talk to me, tell me how was your day. Usitoke hapa bila sababu. Let me hold your hand, chase those fears away. Juu kama sina yecha nikwambie roho haitulii. Sio kama vile anipendaye, puts my heart at ease. Ndio maana nataka niwe naye.
We're written on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. We're written on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. You're written in my heart like the 10 Commandments. Baby, you're everything I wanted. Oh Lord, can we take a moment, yeah, to celebrate the goddess? Why you, baby? We're living in a different Zion, baby. I'm loving how you made me your lion, baby. Na vile niko sure there's no maybe. I apologize when I go crazy. I'll be your stone, I'll be your sensei. Hata zile siku taunguza sembe. In my forever you'll be my baby. We're on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. We're written on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love.
Yeah. Light coming through the window. All that I know when I'm with you is I'm in love with your smile. It doesn't matter where your heart is. If it's a choice, I'd rather be with you till you come back to mine. And every scar on the color of your skin is a map only my fingers can read. And when you hold me in the way that you do, arms around me and you look into my eyes, I'm lost in the river. My heart starts to whisper, it's you it's been waiting for.
We're written on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. We're written on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. We're written on the same page, we're on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. We're written on the same page, on the same phrase. We're on the same word, and that word is love. We're written on the same page,
We're on the same phrase.
we're on the same word, and that word is love.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Never had a love that felt like this. Too deep in there to see the consequence. We had each other, now it's come undone, and I can't forget all the memories. Laying beside you is the thing I miss, and on your heart all the promises. Can't decide if this is right or wrong. All I know is that it's so hard to move on. Mapenzi yako yanichanganya, kila wanipasi kawaida. Don't wanna know if I'm still on your mind, but you should know you'll always be mine. Until pretend I'm not where I'm supposed to be. 10 out of 10, I know where I'd rather be. Secret obsession, I'ma run out of patience. It's so hard to imagine what we had stuck in the back. See through the smoke. If it's a sign, you let me know. Still got some things I'd like to show you, but if you've come to the end of the road, you don't want me anymore.
with you. Maybe it's for the better, something's got me good. I'd stay for the sunshine, pray for something sane. But I guess it's easier crying in the rain. Mapenzi yako ilinishangaza, ukiniacha mimi nikizupa. Respect's no longer being served at this table, and my heart feels so unable. And I gotta recognize that I can't win this fight, cause I thought that I was flying in the sky, but I was drowning in the ocean. It fixed up your love. I should pretend I'm not where I'm supposed to be. 10 out of 10, I know where I'd rather be. It's a secret obsession, I'm all run out of patience. It's so hard to imagine what we had stuck in, trying to see through the smoke. If it's a sign, you let me know. No, still got some things I'd like to show you, but if we come to the end of the road, you don't want me anymore, just let me go. Oh, just let me go. Please let me
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Hey, Karibu, welcome back to Sheversations. And that was Mudaka telling us, go, yes. And right before that, we had her on the same page, right? And then Pia took out on a love ballad number 3. Guys, I was dancing. I was having a soulful time. That's why I'm out of breath, because a girl is unfit, okay? Maybe I need somebody to come. Let me say this with wisdom. Maybe I need somebody who's gonna come and stress me up sana kwa mapenzi, so that my heart can be always pumping blood every single time. Akwapi, and I do, and I cheat, and I. That is so toxic, guys. Tumepitia mambo huku nje until you're like, I'm ready for my next heartbreak, and God forbid, me staki heartbreak, guys. I'm not interested. Na hizo shege zenu, the shege that you people are showing each other kwinje, the dust. I would rather be mimi na Yesu wangu, me and my friends, okay, who are tired of me, instead of hizo vitu zingine zenye tumepitia. Tumeheal, now we can laugh about it, okay? Tell me, now that we are listening and enjoying the love ballads of Zamothaka and just really, just feeling some good soothing melodies. Ebu mniambie pale 0748 37 92 31. Please tell me a beautiful love story that you have experienced. Maybe you're watching. You're watching it live like a telenovela. Your sister, your friend, your brother, your uncle, your parents even. Labda, their love is beautiful. Or maybe it's yours, okay? Please let me know. Send those in to Sheversations, and please come so we can inspire each other. Because, people here, some people are enjoying their love. It's nice. And other people are racing. And it's like you're working out for an Olympic sport. The level of which mapenzi na kimbiza watu huku nje. It's not cute. And I reject it with the fullness of my chest. Okay? What else are we rejecting, guys? We are decolonizing today. We are decolonizing beauty. We are decolonizing. Tumekataa kabisa. We do not want colonized standards of beauty, okay? So earlier this morning, I told you that half the time what I look like is on purpose. I'm like, reject. Pia mimi sina pesa ya makeup. Tuambiane ukweli. And I also have no interest in learning how to paint my face. Maybe unless somebody is married. The last time I had makeup on my face, guys, that wasn't just lipstick. My sister was getting married and she forced me. She paid for me to have my nails done, my hair done, my face done. I was like, Miss Takis, if it was anyway, she's like, it's my wedding. You just show up. We're going to fix you. Utaka venye unakaanga. I was like, sour. It's fine. Whatever. And whatever is my face every single day. My face is always saying whatever. So whenever somebody comes at me, about being natural, I'm just like, utachoka, mtachoka, mtachoka. It's not a healthy space. It's not a worthy battle because my own mother, may her soul rest in peace, did not win that one. Imagine the mother who born me, she birthed me, she twirled me, she popped me out of her uterus, out of her vagina, and she couldn't succeed. Sasa tuta succeed wapi? Mimi nafanyanga venye najisikia, when it comes to how I look. And I normally say, whoever it is that's going to love me and appreciate me will. And whoever won't. And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I have really learned to be okay with that. Sindio. Yeah. But what are we saying when we're talking about decolonizing beauty? We are actively dismantling. Meyaiona watu wa city council pale with the condemned buildings that should not be there. That big caterpillar. That big, inaitwaje, hiyo trucks kubwa, hizo matrakta kubwa, I forgot the name of that machine, but the one that literally destroys buildings, or helps build them because it lifts things, it can destroy things, a forklift, whatever that thing is called, dismantling is what I want you to have that picture in mind. What are we dismantling? Standards inherited from colonial or Western ideals. Are Western ideals wrong? No, they're beautiful. The same way our African ideals are also beautiful. And the problem with colonized ideals is that they place Western ideals higher than African or other ideals. That's my problem, is we're decolonizing from the idea that ours is not good enough, okay? So the same way that I told you that here on Sheversations, we're not fighting men, we're empowering women who are not empowered, who are not dignified, who are not given the opportunity to be full, whole human beings. In the same way, we are saying that our African beauty is relevant. We don't need to compete, and neither are we going to replace what it means to be beautiful at the expense of our natural selves, our self-esteem, our sense of self-worth. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you get it. Okay? So, the idea that thin noses, you don't like your thin nose, your big nose, right? The idea that thin noses, straight hair, light skin, and Western silhouettes are the default beautiful. We are going to be stressed, guys, because I really like my nose. I do not prefer any other kind of nose. I like my nose just fine. And I like other people's nose. You do know, African noses, guys, they have so much personality. Kuna watu wengine wanakaa wanatumalizia hewa. But imagine that's what God wanted. Our foreheads zinaanza leo, last week. Hairline inaanza jana. The hairline is so far back, inaweza kuwa imeandikwa kwa history book. And God wanted it that way. Meno is going ahead. Meno zako ziko in the future. They're ahead. They're your front teeth are so big and wide. And God wanted it like that. Wengine huku nje mna shine na melanin hatuwaoni. Have you ever seen something so bright that you can't see it? It's blinding you. That's how dark some of us are. And God wanted it like that. My mom used to say, she's not here to defend herself. Sasa tutadu. Wacha tu niseme. I'm so messy sometimes. My mom, because I didn't grow up in Kenya, and there are barely South Sudanese people in Botswana, she used to when I was telling her stories of, this boy from Zimbabwe, because a lot of Zimbabwean people in Botswana are more dark-skinned than what the rest of the locals look like. So when somebody is a very dark-skinned, they just assume that they are from Zimbabwe. And of course, that colonized colorism in it. Oh, you're so dark. So I'd go home and tell my mom, no, they were making fun of this boy because of his complexion. And my mom was like, Nyinyi hata hamjui. In Kenya, we have people so dark that they literally look navy blue. And I used to think that my mom was exaggerating until I came and I saw it for myself. And I think that it's beautiful. I think how South Sudanese are dark is beautiful. And God wanted it that way. You're smiling and all we can see is your eyes and your teeth. God wanted it like that. So you want to tell me that you know better than God? Yeah? You want to tell me that God doesn't know what he's... The one who made your heart to pump blood to your brain to send impulses to your spine to hold up whatever your feet are doing. You want to tell me that God didn't know what he was doing when he made white people the way he made them, Chinese people the way he made them, Indian people the way he made them, and then he made a mistake when it came to Africans? No, 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 no. Get out of here. Get out of here, okay? Everything that God created is beautiful, even the ones that you don't expect. There is a reason why they look that way. So me, I have fault with putting people like this, like, oh, this one is more beautiful. Like, imagine that's okay. You can have opinions, but you're not going to take my whole continent, people with my skin color, and say that, or people that are darker, people that are more African presenting and say, guys, we had a whole Holocaust. Yeah. Hitler tried to take out the Jews, and they try to say they had big noses and big lips also. And guess what, guys? That's also what they were saying about the niggers. That's why they called us monkeys, because they said we have very chimp-like foreheads and noses and mouths. And imagine, guys, they are ours. They are ours. We're proud. Whichever part of nature we look like, that's ours. Because if I start to comment, and I won't because I have restraint and self-control and common sense, but if I start to comment about the undesirable traits that I think are in other races, particularly the European ones, you might not like it, which is why your opinion is not fact. My opinion is not fact. My opinion does not increase or reduce your value. So when you have people's opinions of others that are different from them, differing to the point of changing a whole culture, that's where we start to fight. That's where I won't come here and fight for women versus men because this is Sheversations, but I will fight. I will fight when it comes to decolonization, because as a dark-skinned girl, and a plus-size girl, and a girl who wears her afro every way possible that you don't expect and you might not like or be used to, right? Very much in your face, very at peace with the way that I look, right? Even if I want to improve it, I still accept myself the way that I look. I will fight. I literally will fight, because the nonsense that a lot of us out here experience, and a lot of you have experienced because of this, oh, Cece, go and straighten your hair. For what? Why are we straightening it for? We need to become aware that we have not learned and we've not been taught to celebrate ourselves as we actually are. And that's what we're talking about, okay? That's exactly what we are talking about. So let's look at it. What are we actually doing in this conversation? We are reclaiming our African hair textures. We are celebrating local fabrics and tailoring, because why is it so hard to see African leaders wearing kitenges and Ankara print in the UN, in the big conferences? Why is it that we only wear those things like where we think that they're traditional functions? Meanwhile, somebody else's dress code has made it into your home in every single occasion, your wedding, your birthday, your nini. Like, there's nothing wrong with wearing. Nobody will ever be like, Sambono meva a blazer, unless you're at the beach. What does that tell you? That there is a standard placed on certain clothing. And we do understand globally, like, we can't fight. We can't say, okay, sasa formal mui. But if I decide to wear an Ankara print blazer, okay, to a conference, because y'all don't have fabrics that are loud and colorful, why is mine too much? Because you're wearing that from the Western world, all of these very muted business attires. Y'all did not have bold fabrics in your cultures, and so whatever your modern standards of being formal and being professional are not ours. My afro is not unprofessional. My kinky hair is not unprofessional, right? Of course, there's different ways to present hair so that it looks presentable, even in its natural form. I'm not disputing that. Just say my sister wanted to Kaide and Kemathi, but if you want to, come see me, because me, I like that vibe a lot, right? I like that vibe a lot. But what I am saying is, why is it that whatever is African is too much? Whatever is normal and acceptable and modern and professional is Western. That's what we're talking about, okay? We're talking about shifting industry power back to creators on our continent, right? Having bold looks rooted in local values. That being bold is just being African. It's not being too much. And there's no reason why somebody who wants to go and tailor a kitenge blazer should be looked at funny in a business conference, in a boardroom, because it's just not kawaida. Kawaida to who? Who told you that it's not? It's not kawaida for those people that came to take over our culture. But for us, this is who we are as a people. As a people, Africans are loud and bold and vibrant, right? So why must we be muted when we want to be considered professional, when we want to be considered serious and educated? Less African can never be me. Not me and my beads and my things. And then, how many comments I get like, zinasimamia nini? What if hata kama zote zimetoka kwa mganga, which they don't, guys. I love Jesus. Disclaimer. This is all for me. There's no spiritual reference here, right? No spiritual reference here. But even if there was, what's it to you? Because people give value to what they decide, okay? So if there's no value attributed to what is African, then that is a devaluation, and I refuse, okay? Why are Kenyan women choosing natural hair, Afrocentric fashion, and modest but bold dressing? Why? Number one, because of our identity and pride. There has been an active reclaiming of self after generations of imposed standards. We are tired and we are like, ha. Representation is number two. Young women see role models and influencers wearing their hair and clothes. So it becomes visible and aspirational. If you don't do it, other people don't get the power to do it, especially you who has a platform. And guess what? Instagram profiles are free as long as you have a smartphone and data. When you open one, put yourself there, not the version that you think people will accept, okay? There's an element of being accepted that you consider, but there's an element of wanting to be accepted that is rubbish. Okay, a lot of people, because of our colonization, are very uncomfortable with an African look. You need a reason to be African. What? You're so African. And I'm like, but I am literally African. I'm not trying to be African. I'm not trying to be dramatic when I dress myself in the things that belong to my heritage. But why are those comments somebody like me gets every other day because of how I accessorize, how I wear my hair? Why? Because we don't normalize these things. We don't. They're not normal. So when somebody is doing it, they're seen to be seeking attention or attempting to do something. I don't need to try to be African. I am. Okay? I know what it means to be African, and even though there's different definitions of it, our response to people who are unapologetically African is my issue. It's okay to not want these things. It's a problem when you think these things are less than. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, choose what you want. You want to wear those muted Eurocentric things, it's okay. It's fine. I too want that sometimes. I like to be in all black. I really don't know any culture in Africa that was wearing all black. That's like a modern, a global thing. Like it's not from my culture. It's not from my tribe. It's not from any of the cultures that I grew up in. That's okay. I wear a lot of global Eurocentric modern clothes. That's fine. But at the end of the day, whatever I don't prefer, I don't look down on it and say that is horrible. Okay. So what are we doing? We're dismantling oppressive systems of beauty. Oppressive systems of beauty, meaning that there's somebody on the losing end. And at this point, we're talking about the systems, the narratives, the conversations that bring us down as women. We have economic opportunity being one of the reasons why Kenyan women are choosing their natural selves, right? Because more local designers, brands, and hair care entrepreneurs are meeting previously ignored needs, right? So it becomes a political and an economic art, because if you want your products to sell, you better show that they're working. That shea butter, that conditioner, that hair accessory for the dreadlocks, you better show how it works so that people can see how it is possible, okay? Another reason is sustainability and craft revival, where younger consumers prefer clothes with a story and ethics, right? Events and designers are foregrounding regenerative, locally made fashion. We want something that tells our story, not just a story that I woke up and I got inspired. That's beautiful. But what is our story, and why do we put it aside? Why does it look primitive when we do things in an African way, in fashion, in presentation, especially when you're educated, exposed, and want to be taken seriously? Why do you go away from what's African? That's what we're addressing, okay? And another reason why the girlies have decided to switch up is for religious and cultural modesty, that has been reimagined. That modest dressing, can be styled in bold, contemporary ways that feel modern and powerful instead of hidden. Like, guys, we don't need to wear curtains. We can, look cute and pretty while being covered up if that's your preference. Now, a couple of examples, right, of how we are reclaiming ourselves and decolonizing beauty standards is the Nairobi Fashion Week. Yeah, the event explicitly foregrounded sustainability, regenerative design, and African cultural heritage, showing how the mainstream Kenyan fashion calendar is centering local aesthetics and values. Okay? We have young entrepreneurs rebuilding Afro hair care, where journalism has profiled founders across Africa who are building Afro texture-focused hair care businesses. I needed this 10 years ago, guys, because finding a hair cream, yenye haiandikwi pink oil, for an affordable price was almost impossible 10 to 15 years ago. Those things were bloody expensive. Ulikuwa unanunua extra virgin olive oil for 7K a bottle. Msiniuliza nilikuwa natoa 7K wapi. But I know. And you had to go into Nakumat, into that aisle. You had to go into Chandarana. You couldn't even find it in a regular Tuskys. And if you did, it was the small ones that say that they're extra virgin olive oil, and they're really not. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's my whole point. The fact that the products that are supposed to be good for our hair are not even accessible to us, yet we grow these things in our continent naturally. They're exported and processed and sold to us for an arm and an egg. Is the same, an arm and a leg. Is the same coffee and tea story where we barely get the quality that we grow on our own God-given land. It's crazy. It's crazy. And another example is visible Kenyan designers and brands, where we have recent write-ups and roundups of Kenyan labels, showing a wave of designers intentionally mixing local textures as storytelling and modern silhouettes, which is my vibe. My vibe is I don't care. Number one is I don't care. Number one is I will dress what's in front of me, what's comfortable, and what I like. So a lot of the time it's within the theme of I don't care. But also I'm very Afro-punk, very Afro-gothic. It's very black, dark textures. If it's bright, it's very funky or boho or African. Bold and, funky. It really depends on how I'm feeling, and it depends on what I can afford. It depends on, do my eyes like it? And half the time it's, I literally don't care. As long as it covers me and it's clean, then I'm good with that, okay? And we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of mix of modern styles mixed with what is African. Just a beautiful story being told. And then we also have the modest fashion movers, where there's a modest fashion scene in Kenya, right? Designers and creators, as well as local boutiques and Instagram storefronts, are styling hijab, kaftans, abaya looks for Kenyan taste, right? Proving that modesty and bold design can coexist. You don't need to look boring because you are modest, right? And yeah, we have many examples online. If you have a couple, you let me know. I'm gonna come back and continue this conversation, and I'm gonna let you know all of the different girlies that we are celebrating. And on Friday, we're also gonna celebrate a powerful woman who is doing beautiful things in the fashion industry. Actually, a couple, this coming Friday for our powerful woman. And also now we're gonna look at the historical context. How did we become colonized? How was our beauty hijacked? How are we Eurocentric in our views? And how is colorism still a thing right now? Where rangia thou? Oh, somebody said to me, you know what? Beauty is beauty. Siwezi sema mtu ni mrembo na si mrembo. And I asked them, but what gave you the idea that all light-skinned girls are beautiful and dark-skinned girls are mostly not? What told you that this is beautiful and this is not? They're like, asimacho yangu. And I'm like, oh, you think it's just beauty lying in the eyes of the beholder? I'm like, no. Actually, there's something that taught you that, unaeza angalia mzungu that you might not think is the most attractive person, but because they are white, everybody will be like, yeah, she's beautiful because they are white. It's not because you like how they look. Your brain does not process, do I actually like the way this person looks? As long as they're white, they're attractive. That is a construct that has been created, and it has been fed with what you watch. The Barbies in the supermarket are white with blonde hair and skinny with red lipstick, wearing heels and a particular type of dressing, okay? On the posters that we create in Africa for African events that don't have white Chinese people, zinakuanga na wazungu. You say Happy International Women's Day and you've used an AI generated image for your poster with white people. I have nothing against white people, guys, because y'all like to be messy sometimes. But what's that about? As African ladies, as Kenyan ladies, what is that about? Okay, can we please educate ourselves on what it means to love ourselves? We are going to look at why does it matter to have this conversation for the next generation. Me who begged my mother to put chemical in my hair at 8 years because every other girl had that. And mothers who loved their daughters were putting harmful chemicals for the hair and the scalp in their daughters' hair at infant ages. Why? How can we change that for the next generation? How can we love on our baby girls and our baby boys so that we can show the world that Afro hair is beautiful? It is manageable when we learn. It's not going to look the same as maintaining straight hair. Let's not be deceived. Kinky hair comes with its own 6 million dynamics. 6 million dynamics, okay? But they are ours. The same way with the big noses, the foreheads za jana, meno inaenda mbele, lips zenye zinafanya nini, mapua yenye inatumalizia hewa, dark skin wapi. Let me tell you, this is beauty that God created intentionally. And beauty is molded in your eyes. Yes, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. But what you behold comes from what has been put inside of you. What you behold comes from what has been imposed. A lot of the times we're not unbiased when we say something is ugly or something is beautiful, because a lot of us we're not able to construct our own opinions that are not imposed upon us, okay? So we are also going to talk about different tensions, like colorism. We're going to talk about the workplace bias, hair, being serious, taking yourself professionally, branding. We're like, oh, present yourself a certain way. What does that mean for celebrating ourselves as Africans? Newsreaders, journalists, I said a long time ago, I don't want to be on TV because I don't want anybody to tell me to straighten my hair. And I don't want anybody to tell me that I have to put full face makeup to look professional. Since I was young, I've never needed that. Anybody's like, oh, you should be on TV. I'm like, actually, no, because TV does not want me. It wants a cleansed, better, quotes, version of me, and that's not the version that I celebrate. So that's what we are going to talk about on Friday as we celebrate the fashion and design girlies that have decided that African is good enough. So even as we're getting inspiration and collaborating with Eurocentric styles, because a lot of Eurocentric things are beautiful, indigenous American things, Asian things, Oriental things, beauty is everywhere. Okay, but how do we actually become proud in who we are? And as I'm gonna leave you with a task, just go and look at how South Africans celebrate themselves, even in the movies, in the series. Go and see even the most modern South Africa. Go and look at their Instagram pages and come back and tell me, if they're as colonized as Kenyans. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And then we can talk about that on Friday. 0748 37 92 31. 0748 37 92 31. Caroline _Murote, hashtag Sheversations with Caroline Murote, and at Power Radio on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. That's the place to leave that feedback. So we're going to continue this conversation on a Friday, just a part 2 of Decolonizing Beauty. But for now, let me leave you to enjoy your Wednesday afternoon. It has been my pleasure, myself, Caroline Murote, having this Sheversation for this 2 hours. So I'm going to see you same place, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bye-bye. Mwah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I see you looking and I know you see me looking too. Mambo vipi, mommy, of course I wanna get with you. Don't overthink it, I could be your Mr. Right. Right now, let me be your present.
You feel like riding a whirlwind, and I coast on your every word, fiending for a few moments, when all I wanted was a look, and she'll be lucky, I bet. She don't have to see your feet walking away from her.
Believe me, I advise for only you.
Maybe I got lost in it. Maybe you were safe. Maybe you are a good thing. You are a good thing. Loving you was like poison to me. But you go down so easy, and I can't help myself. Your name feels like the remedy, but you build me broken. I can't shake the feeling you're staying did more wrong to me. What were you supposed to be?
Only you can make me act the way I do. Let me treat you like I know you deserve to be treated. I felt the vibe, you felt the vibe, and then you retreated. My motive's an open book, I think you should read it. Not really forbidden fruit, I think we should eat it. I'm the one you needed even though you hesitate. You should be running to my arms, instead you run away. I'm doing everything I know to do to make you stay. I'll make you stay.
Maybe I got lost in it. Maybe you were safe. Maybe you are a good thing. You are a good thing. But you're just not good. You're made of those one-of-a-kind details. You pushed me forward knowing we would fail. Prop me up just like a sign for sale. And I always knew you'd never commit to me. So you fed me ideas, suggesting on where you could or were supposed to be. Bent me over backwards with your kindness. Didn't think that my blindness was as a result of your charms. They say true lovers wear their hearts on their sleeves, and it wasn't hard to see the gaps between the lies you told me.
Come on, why you gotta be like that? It doesn't have to end this way. Stop constantly analyzing what I do and what I say. Nature for players to play. When I'm with you, I wanna change. Please give us another chance. I'm really, really sorry.
Don't apologize, this is the court of appeal. You're here to plead your case because you stepped with too much zeal. The misdemeanor was coming like you were perfect for me. I hope the palace of your lies becomes your penitentiary. Maybe I got lost in it. Maybe you were safe. Maybe you are a good thing. You are a good thing.
Believe me, I advise for only you.
Maybe I got lost in it. Maybe you were safe. Maybe you are a good thing. You are a good thing. But you're just not good for my help.
From sunrise to sunset, all day